Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're just seeing my face for the very first time, hi, my name is Adora and you're watching Life with Adaveke. Yes, you may have watched my first video and yes, I shot them on the same day. Who doesn't? But if you're a returner, welcome back. You know, you guys are my OGs. You keep this channel going. And if you're a new subscriber, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. You should not be the only one that knows about me. It's a sin. It's a sin at this point to be the only one that knows about me. Tell others about me, okay? Okay, so let's get on to today's video. Guys, in the spirit of sharing, you know, the pros and cons of my med school rotations as I go through them, I'm here with another episode. I'm here with another one. Yes, I'm here. So I'm currently in what we call our acute care block. You guys remember I talked about how like our whole clerkship, you know, is divided into 4 blocks of 12 weeks. So I'm in the second 12-week chunk, and that's the acute care block. So you have, in that acute care block, you have 2 weeks of anesthesia, 2 weeks of emergency medicine, and 8 weeks of surgery divided across different surgical specialties. So I have already completed my 2 weeks of emergency medicine and anesthesia. I'm currently actually in my trauma surgery rotation, and I'm going to cover, you know, that one, the entire surgery block differently. But this one, I just want to talk about my emergency medicine and anesthesia. And I felt like it would be good to talk about both of them together because a lot of the things I liked about both of them were the same thing, and a lot of the things that were like cons were the same. So that's why I said let me talk about them. If you see me looking down, I have my trusted notebook. Okay, so one of the big things I love about both EM and anesthesia is that I feel it's very hands-on. The physicians in both of those fields, like, they really let you as a med student to do as much as you possibly can. Like with emergency medicine, not only are you taking like histories and physicals, but like that's where, you know, I learned to start an IV. Like I had residents who would, you know, ask me or like teaching me how to, you know, actually use ultrasound for the first time. For the first time, I know, my actual first time using ultrasound. Like, so I had like some EM physicians like actually teaching me how to go through ultrasound. And when I was like in the cricket ED, they would be like, you know, come, make sure that you're involved. They want to get you involved. I sutured a wound for the first time in the ED. Like, shout out to the patient who allowed me to suture his wound. Like, he was such a champ. But my point is, like, you really get hands-on. You get to do a lot of like procedures. In anesthesia, I was able to start IVs. You can intubate. You can, you know, like I helped with setting up medications. Like, I learned how to draw meds, you guys, for the first time. I know the nurses who are watching this, they'll be like, yes, we do that all the time. I know med students don't get to draw up medications a lot. So like, but in anesthesia, you do. So they let you do it a lot. But my point is, like, it's very hands-on, it's very procedural, and they want you to get in there. Like, they really want you to get in, and, you know, they want to teach you, which I truly appreciated. If you guys remember when I was talking about IM, I was like, I felt like, you know, it was a drag. Sometimes I didn't feel useful. But here they are really like, yes, we know that you're med students, yeah, we know, but like, wherever we can get you in, we'll get you in. And I truly appreciated that. The thing I appreciated, especially with EM, is the acuity of care. You guys, I'm an adrenaline junkie. I'm the kind of person who is like, if I'm required to be in a place, let's be doing things. Like, I don't like we're just sitting down and we're not doing anything, but I have to be here. I will get so bored. But when, you know, when you're in the ED and even on anesthesia, I felt like, as in, I like the acuity. Like, you never know what's happening. So I felt like, you know, my mind was adequately engaged. Like, I didn't feel bored. Like, anesthesia, I know a lot of people talk about how anesthesiologists are just in the back and they're not doing anything, they're just playing Sudoku. They lie, oh, they're not playing Sudoku. Like, they're actually, their job is very technical, you guys. Like, anesthesiologists are actually using their brains a lot, like, as in very technical. Like, they're not just saying in the back, like, they're doing a lot of things. And so, like, I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed actually being with the anesthesiologist, like, really, like, you're watching heart rate, you're watching blood pressure, like, you're just constantly, like, observing. It's like you're the ultimate observer in anesthesia, which I really, really liked. But I enjoyed that acuity. Another thing was, like, with both of them, you get to see a wide variety of cases. So in the ED, right, you don't know who is coming in. You don't know them. So anything that comes in, like, it could be a simple cold or it could be a pneumothorax. You have no idea. You know, so like you have to be prepared to face anything. So I really enjoyed that. And same with anesthesia, actually, because anesthesiologists work everywhere in the hospital. They're in acute pain, they're in chronic pain, and they work in all the surgeries that are happening. So I got to see a wide variety of surgeries. I saw ENT surgery, so I saw like thyroidectomies, tonsillectomy. I also saw open heart surgery. I also saw brain surgeries. You know, I saw robotic, so, like, as in, all because, like, you're following the anesthesiologist, right? So I just got to see so many different vast array of, you know, types of surgeries that were going on. And I really, really appreciated that. Like, you got to really see, like, variety in medicine that, like, you don't really see in other specialties. But, like, EM and anesthesia really do have a lot of variety in them. And another thing I loved, at least about the way that the EM and anesthesia program is set up in my school, is that you actually get to see the different aspects of the specialty itself. Like while I was on EM, I got to rotate through our critical care ED, which we have. I got to rotate through pediatric ED. I got to rotate through the regular ED. So, like, it's not just, oh, you're in one place and just doing. No, you got to see how, like, the different, like, EDs kind of work. And even though I've not done peds, I got to see some pediatric pathologies, you know, like, and the thing about the ED is, right, like, anybody comes in. So, like, I got to see, like, dental cases. I got to see some dental pathologies that came in. I got to see some obstetric cases that came in and gynecological cases. So, like, you just got to see different things. And then the same thing in anesthesia, we got to see, like, how the acute pain services in the hospital work. Obviously different, like, surgical anesthesia. And then we had, like, a chronic pain day to see how, like, that kind of anesthesia works. We had an OB day, so we got to see, like, the OB anesthesia and how that works as well. So I love that they gave us exposure into, so even though, like, each of those clerkships were only 2 weeks, we got to see the variety that, you know, the physicians who work in those fields have. The cons, like, ED, like, has weird hours, and I know doctors work weird hours, but no, like, ED has weird hours. So what do I mean by this? So at least at our hospital, the ED, the emergency medicine physicians, they work shifts, like 8-hour shifts. So that can be any time. So it can be in the afternoon. They don't have a regular sleep schedule. And that was how we were expected to work as well, right? So, like, sometimes you have shifts in the morning, sometimes you have shifts in the night, but sometimes you have shifts in the evening, but you leave at night. Bro, like, you just sleep when you get home. It doesn't matter whether it's day, evening. It was just so weird. So, like, being on EM, like, messed up my sleep schedule, and it was so weird. So it's not like a bad thing, but it was just like it messed up my sleep schedule. When I was on anesthesia, I found myself, you know, wanting to be on the other side of the action. Like, I wanted to be where the surgeons were and where they were cutting and where they were, like, you know, doing the procedure. I actually remember when I was on OB anesthesia, like, one of the OB residents looked at the anesthesia resident I was with, and he was like, I don't think this, and she told him, I was like, I don't think this one is going to be an anesthesiologist. Look at the way she's looking at the OB side. And it was so funny because like I was literally staring at her as she was doing the whole C-section and everything, because I was like super super amazed by it. But she was like, yeah, I don't think this one is going to be an anesthesiologist. And I was just laughing. But I found myself wanting to be on the other side of the action a lot during the surgical cases. We had a chronic pain day, which where we got to go to this our school's chronic pain center and just watch the procedures that were done there. God, I was so bored. I was incredibly bored. I'm sorry, that's all I'm going to say about that. I found it extremely boring, but I heard that like they make a lot of money, so I guess that's like a career path for someone. It's just not for me. I was just like, I was extremely bored. It was not stimulating. No, it was just not for me. Another thing was that like sometimes the ED felt like urgent care, and those days were not like my favorite days, like because I don't like, if I want to work in an urgent care, then I want to work in an urgent care. But I think that's just as a result of the way like healthcare in America works, right? A lot of people are uninsured, so as a result, like their last bus stop is the ED. So you get to kind of, you know, experience healthcare in America through the ED, and sometimes that wasn't always super pleasant. And the last thing, which I never actually realized, is both fields, particularly like EM and anesthesia, they had a lot of mid-levels. So they had like a lot of NPs, PAs, and with anesthesia in particular, CRNAs. And I found that anytime I was paired with any of those mid-levels, because they were never med students, right? They didn't understand what the expectations of med students were, or what we could do or couldn't do. And sometimes I didn't feel like they were very useful to my learning, mostly because they didn't understand what I was even supposed to be doing. And so like, I guess that's just, it wasn't a lot of times, but I found that like it was better for me to be with residents, because they understood what like med students were supposed to do, versus when I was with like mid-level providers, they just ignored me completely. And it's like, no, I'm here to actually learn. I think it was only once a CRNA actually like took time and paid attention to me when I was with a mid-level. But aside that, I actually really really did like EM and anesthesia. Funny enough, EM was never on my, you know, differential, but now like EM is actually, you know, it's somewhere there. I'd say it's not like super high yet, but like it was never even on the board before, but now it has actually come on the board. I actually really did enjoy being in the ED. Anesthesia, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I get the hype. I get the hype, but I don't know. I don't think it's for me. I did enjoy it though. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching my channel. Have you rotated through the ED or through anesthesia? Did you like it? What were the things I said true? Where did I lie? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, comment on this video, and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you guys in my next one. Okay, bye.